What's up? It's me, Oliver Tillman, coming back at you with another Yap Shesh. It's brisk out right now, at least for me, so I should help keep it short. I'm going to talk to you guys about what I think is a path towards a future where liberty reigns, if you want to say it that way. Anyway, here's what I think the future could hold. This next election, 2026, the Democrats, despite their best efforts, will sweep the election. The political cycle only accelerates. Outrage only grows. And in the aftermath, Trump will be impeached again and potentially even indicted, especially if the Democrats win big, which I think they will. They've won pretty much every special election, even in deeply red areas, by large margins. Of course, that's not a very good indication of what it will be. Can't really know until it happens. But anyway, Trump will be indicted. The right will not accept this. Trump will not accept this. The election will be, of course, rigged, because there's no world where Trump accepts losing. He's too much of a small man to accept that. So the country will fall into chaos, and in the aftermath, it will be state governments that must decide where they fall. And, well, there'll be some scandal or another. Democratic Party will lose any kind of semblance on the control of the government, and for a time, chaos will reign. Where this timeline can improve is when enough people and enough positions of power can stand up for their constituents, their community, and say, we still hold truth. We still hold these truths to be self-evident. Property, liberty, life, pursuit of happiness. And they will reject the status quo that leads to authoritarianism. They will reject insanity of populism. And each state must travel its own path. This is, I see, a logical conclusion, because state governments and the people in the state governments and people in power in state governments don't typically like the polarization seen in this country. My hope is that federal control will become too oppressive, too chaotic, and simply not worth it. Some states will, of course, back their preferred side, but I believe that this small majority, this maybe 20% of the population that accounts for 80% of the political noise, hell, 90% of the political noise, if not more, will be drowned out by the people's refusal to bend to extremism. We've seen it a lot. Oh, I see it all over the place. People are sick of the system. They see there's no solution in the system, and when the system starts imploding, when both teams become so obviously corrupt and idiotic, even more than they already are, when the opportunity presents itself, there will be no excuse not to break from the system. At least that's my hope. That's pretty much all I have for you. The idea, essentially, in short, is that I think there's enough people who hopefully can reject hopelessness in the system, and once the opportunity becomes clear and present, we will seize the day. And in doing so, potentially, just maybe, preserving the light of democracy in this nation.